So on slide number 20, we are looking at again a word breaking structure. Cool thing about this feature is that normally in word breaking structure we do not include the timing. But later on we decide somehow that we're gonna define the timing. But this is one of the this is one word breaking structure which helps us do the definition side by side. So instead of doing word breaking structure in Gantt chart on different formats and different timings, here they have done it side by side, and it makes it just a lot more easier. So you can see the word breaking structure is also, of course, written in a very organized way, phased way, like for example concept, design, development, all support stuff, which helps also doing the scheduling very much easily, and everything is done in the same way, same software. So two things: one is that the timing and the word breakdown are done properly. Basically, what is word breakdown? See, the whole project is divided into 5 levels: concept, design, development, rollout, support. So maybe this is a company which follows this rule every time, and they do this every time, and because it makes it very successful, it makes it project less biased. Yeah. So once you do that, we make the 5 major things. You can break down to smaller chunks, and those smaller chunks give them time, right? So that's where we are very realistic. Okay, you know what? Today we're just gonna do zero comments. Even if it takes just an hour, we're gonna spend like whatever is written here is 11 to 18, and then yeah. So that's this is why this is so important about it. Okay, the using guidelines. So how to do the work? So as I told you, different companies do the different things. Some like DoD providing guidelines for doing their work. As I know that the website developers are really experienced website developers, they don't go really emotional into something very technical. First of all, we can answer these questions, and after that, once we answer this question, we can answer that. We're gonna look for this, we're gonna research that. So there's all of the sequential steps they follow, and that's what word breaking structure is, I think. Like, so let's see different companies do it different way. The analyst have to review word breaking structures of similar projects and tailor to your project. Who we la. So they look at, for example, for a website, other projects, or how did they approach the website, and they just copy the template, they configure it, they do it that way, and this kind of thing. So that's that. And then there is for example, how did the IT upgrade and transfer system for Japan was done. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna tailor it for our project in Perth. So that was the second one, is the top-down approach. Start with the largest items according to break item down. So it's like, just the one before we saw that there's concept, planning, design. So this is the largest item, concept, planning, design, and then here each part is then broken into a smaller one. The top bottom start with the specific top and roll down. So we start with, okay, you know what, plugin is important. Now plugin goes back to under, it should be under execution. We need a user-oriented designer. Okay, user-oriented designer comes under concept. That is one of the ways. So mind mapping approach, mind mapping is very important as well. Like if the process, okay, this needs to look right. Look falls on the graphic designer, and if we need to get a user interface designer. We need to get some small ideas from bigger idea. We need a good website. It has to have a look. It has to have functionality. Functionality means we need to have a really good framework with JavaScript and these kind of things. And here in user interface, we need a proper experienced user interface designer. Or he needs to have access to that because we need to develop it properly as well. And he needs to research some, and we need to give the user interface designer some of the design that we already like. Some things. My main approach is branches radiating out from a core idea. Core idea is the website. We structure across an idea, so which can be later on organized more. So this is not an organized way. It just helps starting the organizing thing, and then later on, it can be organized into much awesome like this one. That's the most practical way, most formal way. This is the most drafting way. There we go. This is, first of all, we need to draft it. We can't just start with something amazing like this. We draft it, and then finally we go to later. Maybe second moving on to Dictionary scope baseline, meaning where the structure tasks are vague and must be explained more so people know what to do and can estimate how long it will take and what will. So you know the task we write down, I mean we just wrote the Gantt chart I think here, so define user requirements like what. So we should have a dictionary where we say, when we say define user requirements, how do you do the user requirements? So here we done you know, and how long it usually takes. It should take a day where we ask our client about this and that. So this is what it basically is. Dictionary is telling us some more detail about each of the smaller tasks we have. So a dictionary is a document that describes detailed information about each WS as I showed you. The approved scope for the scope statement is W work restriction and restriction from the scope design. Okay, so the scope statement and the scope statement, the work breakdown structure, and the work decision structure form the scope baseline. Basically, what's the baseline used to measure performance in meeting scope goals? Right. So the performance, basically, okay, we wanted this scope, we had a schedule of that, and this was supposed to be done about that. Now, did we actually do that? If we didn't, it's a bad performance. If we did it, it was like we were going on time, and that means the project is actually, you know, very well quality maintained. Moving on from here. Alright, so any unit of work should appear at only one place in the work breakdown structure. So, yeah, we're now doing it several different times. What I think it means is that, you know, same thing should repeat. Well, okay, it's, I don't know. Anyway, the work content of a work breakdown item is some of the work breakdown some items below it. Okay, that's fine. For example, in concept, if I look at the content of the concept item, it is basically what is under planning concept. There are 7 points. That means the work content of that planning is at 7 points. Work breakdown structure item is the responsibility of only one individual, even though many people may be working on it. So it's the responsibility of only one individual, even though many people may be working on it. Yeah, when we make an item, we have to give it to a single person. Later on, if somebody else decides to help him, that's a different thing, but each item should be done by one single person. So that way our work variance item, you know, is more detailed, you know. So when we think about an item, we think about can it be done by a single person. Yeah, so you know, this criteria I think is pretty reasonable. I think I like it, which basically is helping to make the item more practical. Defining a practical item, so it must be consistent with the way in which work is actually going to be performed. It should serve the project team first, and otherwise only practical. So this work structure is actually made to help the project team. It should be like, you know, the way we do it. For example, our project team is used to, you know, doing visual requirements. Takes them a week. So work structure should have an idea of the project team, that how long they actually take, and then made the work structure, so it should be consistent with how that team actually performs. And other purposes only for practical. In fact, it has to be practical. That's what they're trying to say. Yeah, the project team members should be involved in developing the session, not just a manager, just crazy, spending like a week, a month doing some of the fast logging. No, people should be there. You know what, John from finance department, do you think that we get these things by two days, or should I make it 3 days? Okay, you know what, go with 3 days. Alright, so I'm gonna make it 3 days in work structure. So input should be there. Whoever is involved in it, everybody, you know, most of the people should be involved in making the work structure. Each item must be documented in the work dictionary. So all the items have to be documented, even if it is not necessary. It looks unnecessary, but do it in still, you know. Even if it doesn't have a lot of meaning, just write a word, maybe that's fine, but you know, a dictionary should have all the items, and to ensure accurate understanding of the scope of the word included and not included in the item. So when I said define user requirements, we're not going to look for what the user loves, or what's his family like, or you know, what kind of movies he likes, but we just want to basically what the user for that user, what kind of website actually makes him very excited or thrilled, or kind of, you know, culture. When we say culture, we're not gonna go for, you know, some deep culture, but you know, some of the colors that in the culture, not how they eat food, from the colors in the culture, what is cool in that culture, all that kind of thing. How much deeper we have to go when we do something, and how much deeper we don't have to go. The workbench instruction must be flexible to accommodate inevitable changes. So when somebody is doing that workbench structure, you should be knowing that, okay, you know what, we cannot just make, you know, each single item, you know, so tight to each other that, you know, we have to have a space of at least a month or something like that, so that, and still be able to achieve the project, still be able to achieve the workbench structure items, or still be able to achieve the objective. So you know, keeping spaces for that thing. So maintaining the control of work contained in the project according to scope statement. So there will be changes. So we have to do it such a way that it should have space for the changes, while not missing any work content in the project according to the scope statement. So that's there. So once that is done, let's talk about, it's very difficult to create a good scope statement and workbench for a project. Voila. It's even more difficult to verify project scope and minimize scope changes. Okay. Involves formal acceptance. So when we define that, okay, you know, this item has to be done in planning, these are the things in planning we have to do, concept requirements, so it has to be verified by the stakeholders. So the ones who are going to finance it, the boss, the director, the developer, the chief designer, everybody has to, you know, get, there has to be acceptance from it. You know, no, this doesn't look good, no, that doesn't look good, that doesn't look good. People share a lot of, you know, disagreements over the work breakdown and the scope statement itself. So, but it has to be done. Acceptance is often achieved by customer inspection. Wow, and the sign off on key deliverables, and then sign off on sign off on key deliverables to customer. Oh, I don't know that. Okay. Okay. No. Wait. Scope verification is not about the work breakdown structure or the scope statement itself. Scope verification is, is that, okay, you know what, this is what I promised and this is done. So, and then the CEO saying, yes, we did this. Designer saying, yeah, I think this scope has met. Customer saying, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I'm a customer and I don't just go with yeah. These are me saying, this is not looking colorful, that is not functional, it's not fast enough, it should be faster than sound, what the heaven. So verification is that acceptance. It's acceptance from everybody. The client and the financer and the director and the CEO and all this kind of thing. So acceptance is often achieved by customer inspection. The customer will look at the product and say, you know what, it's too rough, it breaks down if I hit it on the floor and with a hammer. We shouldn't do that. So it's going to sign up on killer, but you know what, this was done, okay, I get signed and authorized, so, you know. Many IT projects suffer from a scope creep and poor scope verification. Right. So Fox made a drug field filed for bankruptcy after a scope creep on the robotic warehouse. Whoa, that's a pretty cool. Engineers at Grumman called the system Naziware and refused to use it. The person doing insurance group wasted a lot of time and money on a project that could have used all the shell components. Oh, that's pretty sad. Okay. So scope control. I don't know what is the verification doing here. So that's a scope creep. I understand. So look at the Naziware thing. It's actually part of this verification that, you know, some part of the company say that it's a pretty cool system, but some other part companies, other stakeholders have said, you know, I don't accept it. I don't accept this scope. I don't accept this thing. I accept that system. So yeah. So scope control involves controlling changes to. So once we're done with all the scope definitions and the working structure to it, you know, then later on sometimes, you know, we need to change some of the scope. Goes in scope control are influence factors that cause scope changes. Influence the factor that causes scope changes. So we try to minimize scope changes and ensure the changes are processed according to procedures developed as part of the integrated change control. Woohoo! Yes, they are right. Manage changes when they occur. Cool beans. I don't know. Ensure changes are processed according to procedures. So that any changes that comes, it has to be done according to what is intended. So I think I'm reaching the end of time. I still have, I think, 5 slides left, but yes, we're almost there, and it's a good thing. Thank you very much for watching. I'll meet you in the next video. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Ở xa nhau mà trong